Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to make homemade bedding, and this bedding is extremely different than toilet paper bedding and extremely better. I think this is the bedding. It's not completely dry, it's a little more darker, but this is great if you want to do a natural themed cage but yet don't want to buy Carefresh brown bedding. And this is a easy and cheap, effective way. This is kind of like a toilet paper, but I think a lot easier and a lot more effective. So this is the bedding right here. As you can see, it's not completely dried yet. It's only been like about 10 minutes, and it's a lot more dry than, let's say, toilet paper would around in 10 minutes. And this takes a lot less time. I think, I'm not too sure. This is my first time doing this. But this is also a great way to make hides, which if you want to make hides, you would do this method, but put a little bit more water so it's very mushy. And then you would put it on top of rock or on top of your mold, whatever, and it'll dry. And there you go, that's your hide. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be making a hide in this video, but for sure I'll be making some bedding. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first thing you'll need, which is the most important thing, is this. It's like a cardboard, I guess. You can get this at McDonald's or at any fast food place, or when you order something, they'll probably give you this when they're holding it. And you're going to need that. And when we're making a hide, you're going to need a mold. Let's say you want to make a strawberry or a shape of this. You can use a rock, you can use anything you want, a cup, and you can put it on top and let it dry for as long as it needs. If you put it in the oven, it'll be faster, but I don't recommend that since most of you might be young. So what you would do is you would probably put it outside when it's hot, when it's sunny, and take about 2 days to dry up, depending on how big your mold is. Then if you want to make your bedding, you would basically get some hot or warm water and just a container. You don't necessarily don't need hot or warm water, just a preference for me. So first you want to cut this up into little pieces and get your container. Now after you cut up your cardboard, I guess you could say, you want to add your water. So after, you just want to mix it up. With warm water or hot water, it might go a little faster, but I use cold water just to show you that it does work with cold water. So you're going to keep mixing that. Alright, so after that, you can see it's about a minute. I'll just mix it about for a minute, and as you can see, it's extremely gooey and very gross. And you might be thinking that I'm going to have to get a bunch of this clumps and squish it and take it out, but no, it's way too time consuming. For this next step, you're going to need a t-shirt, and if you want to make a mold, you're going to need it at least like this, about this gooey, and then you would put it on the mold. But I'm not going to be making a mold. Just so you know, guys, whenever you're making this mold, it's going to come out really rough looking, and it's going to look a lot like a natural hide. So this bedding and these bedding will make it look very natural. So if you're going for a natural themed cage, this is going to be really good for that cage. So next up, you would need a t-shirt, which you would use, and then you would need either a sink or a bin, and then dump this in there.
Oh God.
Okay, so after if you have gotten all of your stuff, as you can see, there's a lot of liquid inside here. So I'm going to gather it up and just do this. Now if we're making a mold, then you would not dry it up completely. What you would do is you would leave a little bit of water so it's still mushy and gross. But since you're making bedding, I'm going to dry it up as much as I can. Now toilet paper it's a lot more expensive and you can't do this step because toilet paper just stick to the shirt and it will just be gross and you wouldn't be able to do this. So after this, you just want to put it in a dry container with no water in it. Or if you're making a mold for a hide, then you would just put a little bit of water just so it's making into a little mush. And you just put it, of course, on the thing and leave it to dry. But since I'm making bedding, I'm just going to break it up a bit. As you can see, it's very gross looking, of course. But I'm just going to put in the other bedding I put before, which is not completely dried. And just mix all of that up. Alright, so this is the finished product. As you can see, this is the bedding. It's very soft, but it's not completely dry yet. It does look extremely gross, but in real life it does not look that gross. And this is super easy and super free. You can just go to the store, ask for these containers, and they will give them to you. It's just extremely free and way cheaper than if you would use toilet paper. And honestly, I think it's way more effective and way better. I really hope this video helped you out in making a hamster hideout or making hamster bedding. Bye! Also, here's a super good hack how to dry it super fast. And what you would do is you put it in the microwave, maybe for about a minute or so. And then you would, as you can see, it's a lot more wet than it was. So then you just want to squish it. And then you would put it here. And as you can see, this is basically already dry. Don't try this with a mold because I have no idea if the mold part's going to work. I don't think so don't try that. It's pretty dangerous. But this is basically almost already dry. So that's a super good hack to dry it super fast. So yeah.